progress.
What it do? What it do? What it do? It is your boy Andrew Schultz, aka Mr. Goody Two Shoes, and who am I with as always? Joseph Huggins, aka Old Man Huggy. Talk shit or get off the pod. Episode 159. Let's go, Dodgers, motherfuckers. You know, I'm calling my shot. Here we are, top of the ninth. Game 5 of the World Series. Dodgers are up 7-6. Call my shot. Dodgers win it while we're on the pod. Let's go. LA. LA. Mostly because if they don't win, the game's on Friday, and I'm going to a King Gizzard and the Wizard Lizard concert. And it's in Inglewood, not far from Dodger Stadium, at the new Intuit Dome, I would think, where the Clippers play. Shout out King Gizzard and Wizard. I don't even know what the name is, but all my buddy Tyson, the Iron Ape, he's really into him, and then everybody got into it, and so it's like a band that like plays like 8 different genres. They're from Australia. It's supposed to be pretty epic. I think it's gonna be fun. I just don't listen to them. Oh, I don't know. Well, miss the next game, I guess. Like, I'm not worried about that. I'm just saying, like, Carmageddon out here. Yeah, I was like, I know. I thought about going out there to Hollywood Park, the poker room, because that's right across the street from where all this shit is happening. Just because I felt like there'd be some fish. You know what I'm saying? As the term is in the poker parlance. Yeah, a lot of like yeah, loose money. But then it dawned on me about the traffic. Like I was after I didn't go, I was like, oh, that would have sucked. Yeah, always things are good. I've been grinding on the online poker, uh, and I play these sit and goes. I've talked about them before, but there are 8 people at a table. The top 3 cash money, and you just play till someone wins. And I just counted before we got on the pod. I've won, or I mean, I've cashed in 16 out of the last 22 that I've played. 9 of those 16, I got first place, which is 3.5 times your money back. That's right. Eh. Yeah. Well, you know what I started doing? Well, like I'm only playing low stakes online. Uh, like so the max I'm buying in on these sit and goes is $15. But what I started doing was playing 2 games at a time. $3 buy-in, or it's $3.50 buy-in and a $7 buy-in simultaneously. And something about it like made me play better. It was, I mean, I don't know how to do it, but if you give me the guidance, Old Man Huggie Productions. And people watch that
Oh wow, I had my microphone muted that whole time. On
on the live.
the live. Yeah, I'm a mess. Well, I was messing with it, the soundboard. Well, we're back. But yes, you should be streaming your poker playing if you're crushing it that much. Then you would, because then you'd be creating a bankroll while you're doing it, and that's how you get sponsored by fucking people. You just be like out there hustling. You got to showcase your skills, man. Come up with an alias. We'll give you a weird mask that you have to wear when you stream. So people want it.
Yeah, like MF Doom.
Yeah, something like that. But no, probably not Doom. That'd be disrespectful. Something else. Can't wear a Doom mask.
No, I'm saying like.
Yeah. I was like, it's not a Doom mask.
No. I'm not just trying to.
I was like, whoa, dude. Hey, fucking watch it.
Well, I mean, come on. He was like sending people out like in his mask, like to like do shows for him.
Yeah,
like, what are we talking about?
Imposters.
He was like,
it's genius.
He had no respect for the mask.
It's genius.
I guess, or
it's
like
part of the super villain
or fraud.
Super villain mystique. Is it really him? You don't really know.
I want my money back, Doom.
He can't. He's a turtle now.
I like turtles.
Well, do you want to get into these therapy questions?
I think we should.
All right. Therapy questions, everybody. Therapy question number one. What would you say to somebody who's telling you they're not going to be voting this year? What is your take on people that don't vote? Or what would you say to somebody who's not voting?
I would say that I think it would make sense, not that this should actually be a thing, but it almost makes more sense if everybody in the world could vote for the United States president, because that's how significant it is to the world. And people die trying to come to this country, and you are one of the few people that get to have a say in this, and you should exercise that.
Yeah. That's always been confusing to me when people just are like, oh, I don't care. And there are so many people that are overly opinionated and they don't vote. So they'll like have
that's
they'll go on like
bad. That's bad.
They'll go on like a 30-minute rant about it, and then they're like, "Oh, but I'm not voting." And I'm like, "Fuck you, man! What are you talking about? How are you not voting?"
Well, that's come on, bro.
That's cornball. But yeah, I think you'd have to tell them that this is a pretty significant election. I don't think you can really be mean to people though that don't vote, because you don't want to chase them off from voting.
No, I'm not going to be mean to people. I just think that people should really evaluate like how grateful they should be to live in a country like this where they get the opportunity to vote, and with like freedom comes responsibility, and a part of like living in a free society is that you need to be like, you know, active and like participant in the society, and therefore, you know, maybe if you don't feel like that you like know enough about it to vote, well, time to find out, and then go vote.
Yeah.
Or you do what I do, because whenever I lived in Ventura, I never changed my address from my parents' address that was in Camarillo, a couple cities over, and so I was voting in the Camarillo like school board elections all the time, dude, and I didn't know anything about it. Or like the like Parks and Rec and all that. So what I would do is I'd either vote for the woman or the person with the Latino last name, because I figure I'm rolling the dice here anyways. Like if it sounded like a corny old white dude, I wasn't gonna vote for him.
Yeah,
I was like, maybe the woman is the terrible person, but less likely than the man is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
So you could do that too.
Unless you know that it's like, you know that name is like, you're like, oh, it's a black guy. Got to put him in.
Yeah.
Got to mix it up a little bit. Get a little representation in the room.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
That's important, you know.
Well, I mean, it's easy to tell.
DEI vote.
That's how like they purge voter rolls, dude. Like down in Texas, they just like if it looks like a black guy,
like,
hey, off the roll.
So have you already voted? Did you vote early?
No, I told you I like the.
You
like
have the day of.
Vote. Yeah, the day of. Like, come on. I like the. It's like I don't like to celebrate my birthday early. You know.
I wasn't going to.
Because then it's my birthday and I'm like, oh, I already celebrated.
No, luckily vote early's going on because I'm gonna have a meeting that day. I got stuff going on to where
no, I'm glad that
it'd be difficult for me to go, so I went, and it was pretty quick. I did it in our old South Lake courthouse, now turned library, whatever the fuck it is. It was super.
Lost a lot of good men in that courthouse.
Yeah, donated a lot of laundry
I
detergent and
found
cans of
found
soup.
not found not guilty by a jury of my peers in that courthouse.
That's pretty lit. Um, so I did it there, and it was, it was all right. It was interesting. Not a lot of coverage, so people could definitely. I felt like everyone could see what I was voting for while I was in there. And like the 2 or 3 times I turned around, there's a lady by the exit you turn it into. She was just like smiling at me from the corner, just staring at me. I was like, "Hi, what's up?"
Hey, I mean, shout out to all the election, like the poll
Poll
workers.
watchers. Yeah, I mean
Yeah,
it's
because
tough.
like I've thought about doing it myself, and like in this environment, it's crazy. Like, it's insane that like people are getting threatened and shit. Well, but upside, you could end up like Shay Moss and Ruby Freeman, and come up on Rudy Giuliani's like possessions.
Yeah, get his fucking Winnebago
And
and his cabin.
did Raven, like whatever the fuck that billionaire's name is that uh bottled that shit for Clarence Thomas, did he get Rudy that Winnebago? Or
Oh,
I
probably
know
not.
he's in the Winnebago gang.
Harlan Crow.
Harlan Crow,
What
that's
a
the guy.
evil fucking like
Yeah,
billionaire name too. This is my billionaire friend Harlan Crow. Like there was a period of time where he thought he could be Batman just because he thought he had some like Batman esque vigilante name.
I mean he owns at least one of the Supreme Court justices. I
Yeah,
mean
Harlan
he's not
Crow.
far away. He's like
Yeah. I mean, but he's got like the black guy that's married to a crazy white lady who used to be in like a doomsday cult.
dude,
Still a
perfect,
Supreme Court justice.
perfect.
I just feel like, that's not like high up on the ladder of justices to get.
I feel
I
like
guess it doesn't
Clarence
really matter.
Thomas
I guess
is
they're all kind of even though, so it doesn't really matter.
right,
There is no
except for
better
the
justice.
chief. There's the chief justice.
And he's just like all over the map.
Yeah, he's a clown.
Yeah, he's a total clown. But then every once in a while, I'll be like, "Look, I did something kind of cool," and you're like,
Yeah,
"Fuck
and
you,
fuck
dude!
you,
Like,
fuck you.
eat a dick."
It's like yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. He's like, yeah, I take care of my kids. It's like, yeah, that's what you're supposed to. We're not gonna applaud you for that.
Now, what are you talking about? Obviously, it's like,
Come on, dude, that's on Gord. We all know it.
yeah, we can't squash that on
No.
board.
No, that's not. Yeah.
Therapy question number 2: do you think you could pull off a hoax?
So like, what do you mean by a hoax?
Well, there's like, the crop circles where people create their own crop circles and make people think you're aliens, whether you think they are or not. There are people who've created fake crop circles or, fake your disappearance. Something where, do you think you could trick a large group of people into thinking one thing happened when it didn't happen?
Yeah, I definitely could.
Okay. Like, do you
I
remember,
think,
like, what was it? Balloon Boy, that kid that got trapped in that, like, weather balloon thing and there was no kid in it the whole time? Everybody was just chasing some fucking balloon around town. Like,
why
oh,
do I
shit,
remember that?
there's a kid, because they were like, there's a kid inside that shit. And everyone was like, oh, crap, that's wild as fuck. And then there was no kid.
It was just a Chinese spy balloon.
No, it was just some, like, goofy ass bored dad who was like, oh yeah, and the kid was like hiding in the attic the whole time, like straight up.
Yeah.
If I was,
What the fuck was that?
if I was,
That's
if
so
I was,
funny.
if I was a fucking cop and somebody came to me and was like, my kid's trapped in that hot air balloon, the first thing I'm doing,
When was that? When
is I'm
was
checking. That was years ago. That was like,
I know, but
like
I'm
7,
trying to
8
think,
years
like,
ago.
okay.
But like, yeah, first thing I'd be checking is like the attic, the basement, the closets, the shed, the neighbor's house. I'd be like, bruh, I'm checking everything before I'm chasing this hot air balloon. Because the chances of that being the case and him not be like hiding in the barn or some bullshit. Come on, bro.
Well, it's just like the cat that allegedly the Haitians ate was just down in the basement the whole time, and then the lady like had to she went and apologized to her Haitian neighbors through a translator app on her phone with her daughter. So, but
On Gord.
on that song, yeah, hey,
That's, look at
what
that.
else can you ask for?
Google.
She didn't know that Trump was gonna bring it up at a debate.
Yeah, she was like, oh shit.
I fucked up.
They're eating the cats. They're eating the dogs. They're They're eating the pets of the
The
people that
pets. They're
live
eating
there.
the pets.
Of the people that live there. Incredible.
So real quick though, like on the hoax thing, like I was wondering the other, like just thinking the other day, like when these conspiracies break out, like we all like because we all know conspiracies are gonna like pop up when certain shit happens, like uh the Trump assassination attempt or whatever the fuck. Who's the one who starts it at like that gets like the traction and how like with like QAnon, if it really is that dude from like the HBO documentary, like how the fuck did he
Well,
like
they own.
captivate like millions of people?
Well, on that one, it's because him and his dad owned 4chan and 8chan. So that's like the
Like they
mess.
pump it like Elon does like
Yeah,
on
so
X.
those are like the boards where that Q shit started popping up. That's
No,
where
I
it
know,
started.
but
And then so they were able to like pump it, promote it, and then they would sit there and be like, "Oh my god, this guy's legit. Who is this guy?" So they were like, as the owners of the site, they were giving this
uh
user credibility while they were the user the entire time.
right.
And then other people just spread it like wildfire because 4chan and 8chan is just like Troll Town, especially like 4chan. And then they made 8chan, but then he ran against. There's a debate with him, Carrie Lake, and like 5 other people from Arizona in that election cycle. Weirdest fucking thing ever. Super weird dude. Super weird dude. Super weird dude. No, I mean I think I could probably pull off some hoax.
For sure I could if I was like dedicated.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be. It couldn't be anything where anyone got hurt.
Well, why? Yeah, obviously.
Well, you wouldn't want to be like, oh,
That's not a hoax.
I'm gonna perpetuate like a chupacabra in the town and make it a hoax. So then you gotta like go around and steal blood from all the fucking livestock. That'd be shitty. You know what I'm saying? Don't be doing shit like that. If you're gonna do a hoax, do something cool. Town ghost.
Is that cool?
That could be tight. If you convince the whole town that there's a ghost, that would be wild. That would be epic. That'd be an alien hoax. Convince everybody of an alien hoax, like there's aliens in the woods. Get everybody in town freaked out by that shit. That'd be hilarious. You'd be a legend if you pulled that off. Because it's so simple. It's so like, how could you believe this in the first place? On
Like
some,
you get like we get some news cameras involved.
yeah, oh yeah, you like over the top. You'd have to. You would have to.
No, like but they believe it. The news cameras, but not like they're in on it.
No, yeah, they start showing up. They're like, holy
Yeah,
shit! Like
yeah.
everybody's like,
That's a
whoa!
sign of a good hoax is when you got local news.
Like local news buys in. Like, oh, there's aliens at the
Right.
Miami Mall, like that. And then there was video. It was like what, and all it was some like I don't know, smash and grab riot, something, whatever the kids are doing nowadays. And but everybody was convinced that there might be aliens at the mall, and there's an alien attack. Like that shit. I'm like, all right, let's go. Like
You were the one who was pumping that, dude.
Bob was like, I'm gonna watch this video and see if it's real or not. I wasn't pumping it. That was just the news of the day. There might be aliens
In Miami.
in
like
Miami,
Mall.
at Miami Mall. If they're gonna go anywhere, that's top 5 places they go.
Oh my god.
Aliens land. They're like, we like them thick. Let's go to Miami Mall. Let's roam around. Let's
Thick.
roam
So
around and
thick
see
it make me
see
stutter.
what's up. But that's totally possible. That
No,
could
it
be
is
a landing.
possible.
That could be a landing zone.
And a lot of space launches out of Florida. So
There you go. Well, therapy question number 3. What is your least favorite holiday?
Columbus Day, dude. Fuck that guy.
I thought we don't call it that anymore.
No, like I was telling the shorty like we should celebrate an Italian American who's done something for this country. Celebrate Guy Fieri Day.
That'd be tight. I'd do Guy Fieri Day.
Fuck yeah.
You gotta like link it up with another day though.
It takes over for. Well, I guess like they call it Indigenous.
Yeah, it's
Peoples Day.
Indigenous Peoples Day, man. You see, you can't,
Okay, all right.
don't take that from them. But
Well, and why not? Like they're used to it.
yeah,
They can handle another like Indian give. It's not old.
Jesus, I don't think you can say that.
Well, I know. Did nobody told us we're not allowed to say that anymore? But it feels like we shouldn't.
People used to say that shit all the time back in the day. I remember being a kid.
Isn't that like an indictment on the white people?
I remember
Because they're
people
like,
saying that
like,
shit all the time. You'd be like, "Hey, man,
Right.
let me get one of your I don't know, cinnamon rolls from your Mrs. Baird's before, and you'd be like, yeah. And then you change your mind. You'd be like, nah, bro, I want both. Sorry,
Yeah.
dog, back off. Like, I got them, $1.75, arguably one of the most expensive things in the cafeteria. Back up, bro. And he'd call you an IG, and
An
you.
IG. Yeah. An Indian giver. Now, is that
That's
is
crazy though,
but
and then it was
that
just like
isn't that an
normal.
is that not an indictment? I've never thought about it before. Is it not an indictment for like because white people like gave Indian shit and then
And
took
it
it back?
took it back. I mean, I
So yeah.
guess.
So it's not like a racist thing towards Indians.
See, I thought it might have been because it was the reverse. It was accusing Indians of giving people stuff and then taking it back. So I'm not sure. Either way, it's supposedly racist, and we're not supposed to say it. So you could say IG.
What? Wait, what? It is racist. Sorry.
I don't know. I'm not sure. It supposedly it is, but I'm not sure which direction.
No, it feels racist. Enough
Yeah,
for
it
me
just
to
sounds
not,
bad.
to not go around saying that.
Yeah, I don't think you can say that to people. But people used to say that shit all the time. It was
Right,
like
but
normal.
I mean, I remember saying to my brother, and we're pretty young, and my dad's from Philadelphia and says like some pretty like wild shit, inappropriate. Like, but I said like, let's go play Smear the Queer, and my dad was like, what? The fuck did you just say? He was like, no,
Yeah, that
and
was
like
yeah,
he
but I
didn't
mean,
even like explain to me like what queer meant. He just let me know not to say that. But then he'd say crazy shit like,
well,
you,
yeah, you don't
you
need to say it. You don't need to say it. You don't need to say it. You don't need any Dutch quotes. My least favorite holiday. See, because I don't like the January or November 1st till January 2nd. I'm kind of over it. Like that whole block. So Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, just never not into it.
It's like I was like all of them.
That's like that's a big three. The big three aren't really like my favorites. But I mean, we could do away with Easter. I think Easter's kind of lame, personally.
Yes.
And I just watch like Charlton Heston movies all day. Ten Commandments is
You watch
everywhere. Well, I mean, it's on if unless you pop in the cable, then yeah, now I'm big time. I don't gotta watch it. But back in the day, and when I was a kid, that's what we would do. Is I'd pretend like I was enjoying dying hard boiled eggs, lame as shit, and my mom would just put on the Ten Commandments. I was like, this is the longest movie I've ever seen in my life. When does this over? I swear it was like 6 hours long. It was awful. And Good Friday was kind of lame too, because it was always like rainy. It's always kind of shitty outside on Good Friday, so you didn't really get to do much.
It's not a holiday.
But sometimes it would be wouldn't have school on Good Friday if you weren't making up for a bad weather day. Let's go, on God.
Dodgers won the World Series.
Did they win?
Yeah,
Oh, nice. Congrats.
that's what's up.
Who's on that team right now? So Shohan just won a World Series.
Shohei Ohtani, baby.
So that paid off.
Freddie Freeman will be the World Series MVP. He
And
hit
this
like
is-
4 home runs.
That's his second World Series, correct? Because he won one with the Braves.
He was on the Braves.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And what, Kershaw's not there anymore, right? Is he gone?
Right.
He's still there? His old ass? He's just old now. Okay, so that's 2 rings for him. Okay.
Mookie Betts,
Mookie Betts is beast, bro.
Beast.
Damn.
Kiki Hernandez.
And is that in New York?
Yeah,
Dang.
because they do 2-3-2.
Yeah.
Crazy stats though, because the Dodgers were up 3-0, and in the history of the World Series, only one time did the team that was down 3-0 win Game 4. So every other time they got swept, except for one time, and then this time, and then nobody ever won a Game 5 in the history of the World Series after being down 3-0,
Damn.
and that still holds true here.
Damn. Yeah, I guess I'd say Easter, because I don't want to take away any of the other holidays, like the holiday block from everybody else. That's just me not vibing with it. But we could do away with Easter. Get rid of that shit. That'd be fine. Go, or you just get rid of a lame one that no one really does, like April Fool's Day, something like that. You don't really get any. No one really gets anything out of April Fool's Day.
Dude, when I was in the fraternity, um, we had this like word. If anybody ever said the word iota, that meant like somebody was in like about to get in a fight or like in trouble or something. We all had to like mob to the situation. It was like an emergency, usually to fight somebody. And then one time on April Fool's, somebody did an iota, and like 15 of us in the like afternoon just like booking it outside, like ready for a fight, and there was nobody there. And that was the last time I got April Fool's.
Damn, you got.
But I thought it was fucked up because it was like I didn't
I'm
think
out here to. I'm out here to
you
defend
don't play with that
dog.
word.
Yeah, I'm out here to defend you, dog. Like you crying wolf, bro. What are
Yeah,
you doing
yeah,
out here?
yeah.
That's cool.
It was a violation, but but it was like it's April Fool's. And I'm
And
like I don't know.
yeah, I might make you catch the fade next time, bro. You need to chill out. There was somebody that we both know that whenever we were in 5th grade, this person was a vegetarian. Didn't eat meat. It was always
Oh, is that what a vegetarian is?
yeah. I'm just saying, but this is like wild. It's kind of goofy because I'm looking at this person in like 5th grade, and I'm like, bitch, you are not no vegetarian. You can't even make decisions like that for yourself right now. You're still growing. I know girls grow faster or mature faster than boys, but you ain't like you ain't like a tree. You need to chill out. You need to go eat some meat. You need to go eat some beef jerky or something. So some of us make cookies, chocolate chip cookies, all these cookies for the class. Then there's 2 cookies that have beef jerky in them.
Like cookies?
Yeah, we put cookies in beef jerky in chocolate chip cookies.
Okay.
And then got the girl that was vegetarian to eat them.
Oh, okay. How'd she? Why?
April Fool's, dog.
Oh man, little Wetta's scared of fireworks, dude. And there's fireworks going off right now.
So it's pretty savage. Got in trouble for that one for sure. Because, like, it's somebody spills the beans, of course. I didn't make them, but I was definitely brought to the office and interrogated extensively.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
I feel like any mid to high level infraction that was going on at the school, they got to bring you in at least.
Well,
like,
and honestly, I was probably there. I mean, if I remember correctly, it was passed off, and I was in close proximity laughing hysterically while it was being consumed. So it's like, they were like, hey, somebody gave me a meat cookie. It'd be like, who did it? Who was there?
Dude, I bet you dude, out in LA doing that, that's like a violation of
Oh,
somebody.
yeah.
Oh, dude.
You think about it now, it's pretty fucked up and diabolical. But it worked, and it was pretty funny.
The fact that it's a 5th grader, I mean, I don't know. It's like if they were allergic, that'd be kind of fucked up.
Yeah, but it was just like a good. It's a high level troll to go through the process of making the cookies, planning it out. So I didn't get directly in trouble. No one really took the fall because no one would. See, back then you were tight. No one pointed the finger and was like, "Oh, it was this kid or that kid." You knew which kids would narc you out, so you would never hang out with those kids. You'd never be like, "Hey, let's go do some devious shit with this kid that we know is going to tell the teacher that it was us if we get caught."
Yeah.
Right?
Dude, I would just deny things to an absurd level, and it would work.
Yeah, and then it would get to the point where then you grow up and so it'd be like, well, I don't want to miss next week's track meet, so I gotta tell the truth. You'd be like, bro, get out of here. Like, shut up. You ain't fast. You're not even gonna qualify for district. I gotta run next week's track meet too, and I don't want to get in trouble. So don't be narking everybody out, man. Pipe down. Nobody broke the window. You didn't see who broke the window, did you?
You know who did? Those kids on the Tubi commercial.
Oh yeah. Tubi is out of control, dude. For the kids who get straight A's and the kids who skip school and smash shit, Tubi's for you too. There's some kid who's skipping school, stoned off their ass, just got done smashing windows, and is like, hell yeah, Like he's
on that Tubi.
you're just
He's
like
on that Tubi.
you're like reaffirming it for
You know,
that kid.
Tubi has more hours of content than Netflix.
Mm-hmm. Tubi's got every Jackie Chan movie right now. Every Jackie Chan movie's on Tubi right now. Every single one. So I watched Mr. Nice Guy the other day where Jackie Chan plays a chef and he fights a bunch of big, large Australian men. And you're just like, how does he do it?
I don't
Now
know.
I watched First Strike where he fights with a ladder and yellow overalls and does all these crazy flips and shit and fights with like a 12-foot ladder. And then the bloopers, you're like, oh, no, he ain't doing all that. And then he's actually doing all of that and almost breaks his hand. You're like, damn, man, Jackie Chan's the shit. When you watch those, you're like, I can see why this dude blew the fuck up, like in Rush Hour, because Rush Hour put him over the top. But all of his early shit, where he's doing some crazy stunts, he is the equivalent of Tom Cruise. He was doing Tom Cruise style stunts before Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise ain't jumping through any ladders. He's hanging onto planes, jumping motorcycles off cliffs. He's doing extreme shit in hyper controlled environments. That's where Jackie Chan's like, I'm going to jump off of this balcony 3 stories and then do a barrel roll. And he'll like whiff and smack the wall. And you're like, oh, fuck. Jackie.
Who would win in a fight?
Jackie Chan or Tom Cruise?
No, Jet Li
Oof.
or Bruce Lee.
I mean, I think Bruce Lee beats both of them. I think Jackie Chan's second, man. Jackie Chan's a bad motherfucker. And he's quick as shit. And when you see him in these old movies, he's yoked. I was watching it like, whoa, dude. Jackie Chan is fucking swole and cut the fuck up. I would not fuck with that little Jackie Chan dude. And he's
Now he's Lil?
well, he's little
He's Asian.
little
He's
Jackie,
Asian.
yeah.
Yeah.
Jackie. And that's his name in all of them, just Jackie. They just call him his name. He doesn't have any fake names. It's just Jackie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Third question number 4. I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
Oh, I won't.
What is it?
I misspelled it. Dang it. Which TV show from PBS do you think is better? Well, did you ever watch Arthur? And have you ever watched Wishbone? Do you know what either of those two are?
I know what Arthur is. I wasn't wasn't like on my schedule, but I've seen it like in a library or like at school somewhere.
Yeah, I mean,
something like that.
okay.
But what's Wishbone?
Wishbone was a show where there was a little dog that would reenact books. So it'd be like Robin Hood, and it was this little terrier ass dog that would reenact the entire book. Or there was The Tempest. They did like Encyclopedia Brown books. There was one where it was the Scarlet Letter. So you had this dog running around with this big A on its chest for being like for adulterer, and you're like, what? This is so weird. Like this dog's like fucking somebody. Gets out of hand pretty quick. But it was a PBS show, yeah, where they would reenact. It was like a world where there was this kid named Joe, lived with a single mom. He had a dog named Wishbone, and Wishbone had inner monologue and was the main character of the show, so he could talk. Homie could talk. He couldn't talk to them, but you always heard his inner thoughts, if that makes sense. And then something in the show would be akin to whatever was going on in a book, if that makes sense. And then he would reenact the book as this little ass dog. If you've never seen it, you have to watch it.
I feel like I've seen it, but I don't know. Maybe not, actually.
And Arthur's great because Arthur was books first. So we were little and there was Arthur books. And then they did the Arthur show. So a lot of people, they think that Arthur was just the show. Before that, there was all these books and shit. Like Arthur was blowing up in the papers, living his best life. And then he went digital and went to the TV show. But I'm Wishbone.
I played like an Arthur reading computer game or something.
Probably.
I played a lot of like educational computer games. My dad got me like Math Blaster was one, and then there's like these other ones, and it's like
Gizmos and Gadgets was out of control. That was arguably one of the best games ever. Gizmos and Gadgets. There was Zoom Beanies, which was a good game, but that had no like learning to it. It was just like a stupid ass computer game that we could play in the computer lab. And then get in trouble for playing that
in the
shit.
computer lab with the ID that you had.
Hey, I still got it. My internet ID, my Rastafarian smiley face shirt. Jesus Christ! Look at that picture. I was like, wait a second, what the fuck is that shirt? No wonder teachers are like, we're worried about Joseph. I'm wearing some like stoned Jamaican guy shirt to school. Like, what up?
What up?
Here to learn. You ready for articles, big boy?
Let's do it. All right. First article from Popular Mechanics by Jackie Apple. Rappel. Fungal brains can think like human minds, scientists say. They're not quite on our level, but they're not as far off as you might think. A new study claims that fungi possess great intelligence to the point that they can make decisions. A group of scientists tested how fungi would grow across patterns of blocks and found that they grew in strategic, resource-preserving ways that indicate the ability for communication across the entire mycelial network. These findings can not only lead to a better understanding of these relatively mysterious organisms, but to better comprehension of intelligence itself. Who we are, what we do, how we think, and why we think are all wrapped up in the inner workings of our brains. Still, the source of some of the biggest mysteries we as humans are investigating, the brain, is a truly remarkable organ that is only just now starting to understand itself and the intelligence it facilitates. As we continue to probe the depths of our own brains, we're realizing more and more that intelligence is not a one-size-fits-all situation. Octopuses, for instance, are highly intelligent animals that don't have a brain that looks anything like our own. Instead, that they have what is called distributed intelligence, which allows each of their arms to literally think for itself. But it gets arguably even weirder, especially when you leave behind the animal kingdom altogether. According to a new study published in the journal Fungal Ecology, fungi may have their own unique measure of intelligence, making them capable of basic shape recognition and decision making throughout the networks they build. You'd be surprised at just how much fungi are capable of, Yu Fukasawa, lead author of the study, said in a press release. They have memories, they learn, and they can make decisions. Quite frankly, the differences in how they solve problems compared to humans is mind-blowing. When biologists talk about fungus, they don't just mean mushrooms. Mushrooms are the parts of most fungi that you can see, but they're far from the majority of the organisms. Most of the fungus is located underground in the form of a root-like system known as a mycelium. Networks of mycelium made up thin, thread-like strands called hyphae can be extraordinarily vast. In fact, the largest organism on Earth is a fungus colloquially. How do you say that? Like,
Kololo.
col- no, it's like colloquially. There you go.
Yeah.
Colloquially, as the colloquially known as the humongous fungus, residing in the Malheur National Forest in Oregon. Its mycelial network covers nearly 4 square miles. In addition to being large, mycelial networks are known to be able to communicate information along their networks, much like neurons do in a human brain. And it's this ability that the scientists behind this new paper wanted to put to the test. So they put out a few woodblock food sources for their fungus, the wood eating some kind of fungus, in 2 different arrangements, one circle and one cross, to see how they would form their mycelia. Each block was pre-colonized with the fungus and could provide a jumping off point for the development of the mycelium. Theoretically, if these fungi were growing like a plant does, they would just grow out in a circle around each of the blocks, not at all influenced by the positions of the other blocks in the experiment. They would just keep reaching from a central point. But that's not what happened. Instead, the mycelia chose efficiency, according to the press release. From this data, the researchers reached the conclusion that the mycelial network was able to communicate with other parts of itself, much like a neural network in a brain, communicating what it was experiencing to the rest of itself and making decisions based on that information. It was growing strategically so as not to waste resources in communicating to other parts of the network exactly how just to do that.
That's pretty creepy. But it's not.
Seriously.
But it's not surprising. I mean, that whole plant, animal kingdom, fungi. It's all more intricate than I think we realize.
I know, it's like every day, like, like we're finding out new and new shit. Like, we're talking about plants being sentient. Now fungus are intelligent. Like, what? Like, I mean, it's just like that's why it brings me back to uh how we do like the factory farming and shit. Like that we're like gonna 100 years from now be like, what the fuck were we thinking?
Yeah. See, but I'm not that shocked because when you think about a tree or something, how it'll grow towards the light. If you put a plant, and if it's trying to fight for sunlight, it'll grow in the direction of where it's getting the most sunlight. I feel like it'd be
So
the
that's
same thing.
different.
Well, no, but what I'm saying is even in that action, it's choosing the best path of survival for itself by even though it's stationary, it's reaching out as far to where it can absorb the most sunlight. Just
Right.
like I'm not shocked that now it is crazy that they'd be strategically doing that to not waste resources and it's like something that's measurable. That's crazy. But that's also not when you say it like that it sounds insane. But I'm also not that shocked because fungus or fungi have like a certain purpose, how they go around. They're very strategic with their spores, how they spread. Even if it's an underground network that's just underground, that could be up to 4 miles wide. Like there's
Well,
obviously,
that's the biggest one. The
yeah, I know, but
humongous
I'm saying,
fungus.
but I mean, but that's just like even proves the point that there's some sort of intelligence to like grow to that size.
Yeah, it makes you think. I mean, they said it wasn't really the mushrooms, but when you're taking mushrooms and the shit's like intelligent on itself. Oh man.
And they have memories.
Yeah, the memory part was weird.
I remember he picked some out of this fish tank not too long ago, man.
This fish tank.
I survived the first go round, but I'm totally getting plucked, bro. I'm totally getting plucked.
I thought
It's gonna
I thought that was I
dry me
thought
out like the rest.
I
No, that
thought
was
plucked was like a word to like you're getting high, like a slang term.
oh
Dude,
no, I was
I'm
just
getting plucked right now.
I was speaking. Well,
No,
no, that's pretty
as a
good.
fungi.
As a fungi about to
No, I
be
got it.
dried out and then make somebody else get high.
That's right. Okay. The next article from ARS Technica or Ars Technica. Person accidentally poisoned 46 coworkers with toxin-loaded homemade lunch.
Tight.
And this wasn't cookies and beef jerky, I'm assuming. This is from Beth Mole. Testing found S. aureus in a homemade noodle dish caused the illness. For some, microwaving fish in the employee lunchroom is the ultimate work faux pas. But for one employee of a seafood distribution plant in Maryland, it's probably causing a mass poisoning with the homemade noodle dish they brought to share for lunch. The dish sickened 46 employees, spurring their employer to hastily release a statement assuring customers that it wasn't the company's food that caused the illness. On October 21st, first responders and paramedics arrived at NAFCO Wholesale Fish Distribution Facility in Jessup, where dozens of employees had abruptly fallen ill about 3 hours after lunch. Helicopter footage of the event captured images of workers around picnic tables outside the plant, some doubled over and with their heads down. Ultimately, 46 people were sickened, and at least 26 were treated at an area hospital with symptoms of food poisoning, according to the Baltimore Banner. They all recovered. NAFCO maintains the highest standards of food safety and regularly undergoes rigorous inspections by health authorities, NAFCO said in a written statement. Its products can be safely produced and consumed by customers nationwide, and there are no issues related to its supply chain.
That's awful.
I know.
We did an article a couple months ago about
It says that, hold on real quick, it says that the pathogen could be spread due to not washing your hands.
nasty.
Do you think that they're just saying that? Like, I told y'all to wash your
So
fucking
wash
hands,
it, goddamn.
employees.
Yeah, that's big soap, big hand soap.
That's
big,
yeah, yeah.
big hand soap. Yeah,
Yeah, this is misinformation right
yeah,
now.
misinformation for big hand soap. No, we did something about a business in Japan where they had it, and
Yeah,
there was
yeah.
like
That's why I think
250. There was like 11 people died, and it was all from some crazy E. coli or something. I mean, this would be mortifying, and that's bad that you're bringing in outside food. Everyone's eating it. You got 46 people sick, 26 of your.
How do you get food poisoning in a noodle dish?
Some of them must have been undercooked, tainted. It's all served in a big dish serving pan, so everyone's pulling from the same amount. Uh,
Mm. I mean, I would have to say though that we are on top of all workplace food poisoning incidences, and we're really becoming the go-to place for this.
that's true. We are experts. That would be terrible.
I'd be so fucking pissed. You already work at a fish distribution place. Smells like
Yeah.
shit all the time.
In an update Tuesday, the Maryland Department of Health announced that testing found Staphylococcus aureus. I don't know. What's cause the illness S. aureus is often thought of as a skin bacterium, but the pathogen can spread to food from unwashed hands. And food is not thoroughly cooked and held at warm temperatures. It's called the danger zone, people. 40 degrees Fahrenheit to 140. Anything between that, so anything between 41 and 139. I always say you need to go to 141. Anything in that window, it is at a temperature where it can cultivate and keep bacteria. Anything in that. Anything lower than 40 is fine. Anything over 140 or 141 is good to be eaten. Anything in between that, if it sits out, that allows it to fester and get bacteria. So if you want to cool something down from really hot to really cold, you actually have, there's like a process, like a time period that you have to freeze stuff, all right, cool stuff down to get it to temperature for it to still be safe.
You heard it here first.
That's true. So that's nasty. The toxin, the toxic shock syndrome, as well as food poisoning with an upset onset nausea, violent vomiting, abdominal cramps, and sometimes diarrhea. No, bro, that's all the time diarrhea. Don't say sometimes. 46 people were out there shitting their pants, puking their ass off. 26 of them crapping so hard they had to go to the hospital, get an IV pack. Everybody's kosher. That would be embarrassing if that was the shit that you made and you got everybody at work sick.
I got food poisoning once. I ate a hot dog at the movie theater when I was going to see Independence Day.
Okay, which I don't know how that starts.
Super sick. And then I went to Mike Socha's baseball camp. I had like 102-degree fever, but I wasn't saying anything to anybody. Ended up winning MVP. Almost died. My dad comes home from work, takes me to the hospital. I pass out while he's trying to get shit out of the car. He catches me. Got an award for best patient. They gave me some sort of injection, or I don't even know what the fuck they did, but I lived. And then my dad was mad at me for not saying anything.
Yeah, I'd be mad too. Man, that's rough. That would be the most embarrassing shit to make that and get everybody sick. And then gotta go back.
You know what I used to do at my last time I was working in the office? We used to have potluck shit, or anytime it was anybody's birthday. Not potluck, but just anybody bring anything.
Yeah.
I used to just go get Taco Bell party packs. Because I was the youngest person on the sales team, so it was all these moms and dads, and they would bake shit, and they had proper food. So it was a nice little change up. Dropped $20.
Yeah. What's up, bro?
For some tacos.
I brought a 30 pack of some crispy.
And if you get food poisoning, blame it on Taco Bell.
Yeah, I got a 30 pack of some crispy beef, dog. What's up? You getting down on this or what?
On fire sauce. That's on fire sauce.
Yeah, on fire sauce. On lava sauce.
On Diablo.
Ooh, too hot, too spicy. Just plain, it's delicious.
Next article from Business Insider by Joshua Nelkin-Zitzer. A Russian court hit Google with a fine larger than the world's GDP, stretching credulity. I don't know. A Russian court fined Google for not restoring YouTube accounts linked to Russian TV channels. The fine is about $20.6 decillion, a figure many orders of magnitude beyond the world's GDP. Google's Russian entity filed for bankruptcy in 2022, leaving few ways to extract payment.
Some Dr. Evil shit, $100 billion.
20 decillion?
Decillion. 20.6. 0.6. That's, we don't want to go too high. It's not 21, all right? Let's not get carried away. It's 20.6. Decillion.
You know what that... because trillion, so it's over 3 times more than a trillion is a decillion, I think. I think decillion is 10. So million is 1, billion 2, trillion 3, and we're going all the way up to 10 on that.
Yeah, we're taking that all the way up. We're skipping 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. We're
and
going
then 20
straight
of those, and then 20 times that.
Yeah.
Fuck. illegal dispute. Russia don't even know what a trillion is.
They're just trying to get paid. They're just trying to
No,
get some
they don't
Google
even
money.
know what $1 trillion is because they're so broke that
Exactly.
they're like, what's more than a billion? I don't know, boss. Decillion?
They're treating this like a slip and fall at a Walmart that's not that bad that you might have caused. And they're like, well, how much to settle? And he's like, $100 million. You're like, what?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. That's crazy. And then they end up settling for like $2,500 and a pack of fucking Carefree gum. That's normally how that shit goes. But so who knows? But that's crazy. That's an outlandish number. How can you take that serious?
I don't know, but I'm trying to. A legal dispute between Google and Russia over suspended YouTube accounts has led to a fine so large that it exceeds all the money on earth. Ivan Morozov, a Moscow-based lawyer, told the state-run TASS Newswire that a Russian court ordered the tech giant to restore Russian media accounts on YouTube, a Google-owned company. He said that Google's failure to do so has resulted in a fine that had been regularly doubling for years. There's no cap on the total, the lawyer said. Morozov, who did not immediately respond to a request for comment from Business Insider, said the cumulative amount has now reached 2 undecillion rubles, an almost unfathomable figure. At the current exchange rate, the fine is equivalent to about $20.6 decillion. A decillion is a figure followed by 33 zeros, which in this case puts the fine at 604 600 000 It keeps going.
32 zeros.
I thought I could get there.
That's insane. You can't do that. No one's gonna take that serious. That's madness. It's like trying to sell some.
We were right though. We were right on how many commas and zeros.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's 10 more threes. It's 10 3 zeros more, or 10 total. So it's like.
To put that into perspective, the world's GDP is equivalent to about 105 trillion, a minuscule fraction of the fine. What do you? Oh my god, this shit's crazy.
You liken it to putting a dead person on trial. What? I just came in the middle of the article. I just read that. Russia. Come on, man. That is a weird ass law. It just doubles for years. Like, how many years to get to a decillion?
Yeah, I know.
I mean, if like there's that.
I just need to see this math. This long math.
Yeah, there's that trick where it's like if you like double, like you put in like 2 pennies, you double it, it's 4 pennies, it's 8. Like really quickly, you're getting to like huge amounts of money.
Yeah, 20.6 decillion is fucking absurd. There's no math that gets you to where there's more money than you owe me more money than in existence.
I mean, it's bold.
I mean, I don't know how that's gonna work out for you. Google's just gonna pull all your shit. I don't know. You're fucking with Google.
I mean, I don't know. Like maybe Rudy Giuliani could probably give him some stuff like that he's got left.
Yeah, that's true. He's got a margarita machine.
For sure.
It's a hot tub. It was built in '89, but it's in really good shape.
Yeah.
Burgundy red. It's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Replastered in '93 though.
Yeah. Well, he upgraded. He had some lights, extra jets. If you know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Rudy.
With a sciatica. Okay, and just our final little article here. It's not really an article. It's just we haven't really been able to shit on Donald Trump's stock in a while because it's been on a fucking tear.
Yeah.
But not today. Today it dropped like 20%.
22.29%.
Yeah. So I was just throwing that in there because next time that we're going to be recording, I mean, you want to record on election day?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. We should record and just like talk about it and watch some of it.
Well, because normally we record on Tuesdays anyways. Right. So I was getting a little bit worried, and then I've like realized that I stopped like listening to all my like um American political podcasts because I just like was nobody knows anything. It seems like everybody's
Yeah.
just it's just everybody talking about like it's just a lot. So I've just been just like subconsciously not listening to that. And then I started to get worried about Trump. And then today I'm like listening to some of it, and a lot of the people that are not like hardcore like Democrats were feeling pretty good about it for Kamala. So made me feel a little bit better.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty interesting. We'll see what happens. I went and voted. I mean, you can assume how I voted. I'm not a big pro Trump person. Um, that whole Madison Square Garden rally was
Oh my God.
was pretty quick, pretty cringe. And I've watched and like listened to Kill Tony and stuff, and those guys can be pretty funny. But that's just a weird place to make jokes like that. That's just such
I know.
weird timing to that group too.
I was the dealer Brian, who I become like pretty good buddies with at the poker room. He has like become like friends with Kill Tony. Like he likes stand up comedy a lot, and like he would like go to his shows, and then he was like talking to him and stuff. I think it was his ex wife. He would always like go and Kill Tony would like hit on his wife like in front of him, and I was like, "Well, was he like kidding?" He's like, "I don't know." Like so he was telling me that story, and then this shit happened. And I just like sent him the article. I was like, "Dude, your boy's taking heat." He's like, "Dude, I don't know why they let him up on the stage in the first place, like at like that place."
Like that's what
Um,
he's gonna do.
yeah, you know what else sucked though? One of my sales gurus, Grant Cardone, was up there, and he was like, be worse than that. He was like, he said that Kamala had pimp handlers.
Yeah, I
Dude,
saw that.
yeah, dude, that guy was like the sales guy that I like was learning from when I was selling copiers. Learned a lot of good shit, but sounds like an asshole to me.
Yeah, it sounds like a big dick.
Yeah, I know. I was like, yeah, damn, fuck you, dude. But also like there's this big ass like Nazi ass rally at Madison Square Garden like back in like
Yeah,
the
back.
yeah, I forget when was it, like I want to say like 50s 60s maybe.
Oh, I mean, it had to be during the time of the Nazis.
Yeah, but
I'll look it up.
yeah, and it was like so similar to this, like, and they were like, oh, they said that we couldn't sell out Madison Square Garden, like
1939. There's
1939.
20,000, more than 20,000 people attended.
Right. And that's the other thing. People are like, oh, Madison Square Garden, it's like 17,000 people, you know, to fill
Yeah,
that place up.
yeah, uh, that was just weird. That was just really
Super
fucking
weird.
weird and cringe. And
But like the fact that they like, I mean, there's like 400,000 Puerto Ricans in Pennsylvania, so that's a problem for them. The fact that he has to say, and he was saying, I'm not a Nazi when he was on the stage. He's like, I'm the opposite of a Nazi. I would have been like, oh, so you're Jewish? Anyways, it's like he's just like when you have to explain to people you're not a Nazi and that you don't think Puerto Rico's a floating pile of garbage or whatever. Like
well, he
in
said
the
that.
last,
He said that later.
I know, but in the last week of your campaign, it's not great.
No,
You know,
it's not a
it's
good
not a
look.
great closing argument.
I just don't. I mean, I think that when they're saying, "Oh, there's more people," because all Elon is doing on Twitter is pumping this like right wing shit
That
nonstop.
he's responsible for the majority of misinformation on immigration that is posted on X.
Oh, I'm sure. Like right now,
That's like a fact.
first
That's a
thing,
fact.
first thing on there, Elon Musk. Second thing, Elon Musk. I scroll down, Elon Musk, Elon Musk. It just pops up nonstop, man. It does not stop. He's posting poly market results. Oh,
Right. Like again, only foreigners can
only
bet on that.
only foreigners can bet on that, and
Oh yeah,
it's a betting site.
what about Elon who illegally worked here on his student visa when he was an immigrant? Wasn't allowed to work and he illegally worked. Now he's the richest man in the world, but he's out here trying to stop immigrants from coming to this country and working.
If I mean, there's a chance he could. There is a chance he could win, but I mean, I don't.
I mean, yeah, I'm still like preparing for that. Like,
But
as much as you fucking can. But
if he doesn't, there's like Elon and them are gonna spin the fuck out. But Trump's already spinning the fuck out on Truth Social about how they're
yeah,
cheating in Pennsylvania and
right.
doing all this crazy stuff. And I mean, I don't know if they're. I mean, I don't know.
Nobody talks about it though. But if he does win, Kamala's got to be there on January 6th to certify the election, and
She might not do it.
I'm just saying, guys. We're funny how the tides turn.
Yeah, let's just send them back. Let's let the
Yeah,
states.
what if the Democrats win the House and the Senate? Uh-oh.
Yeah, that'd be.
And also Biden has immunity to just do all sorts of illegal shit apparently according to the Supreme Court, and he's still president until January 20th. I'm just saying.
He could delay a peaceful transfer of power to put Kamala in and be like, "Get by me." And it's like that's like his final stand, like Biden's final stand. He like goes out like a hero, you know what I'm saying? Like wins the fight, defeats Trump, and then like dies in the process, like John Henry at the end after he beats the steam machine. He's just like
Defeats Trump and also ends American democracy
yeah.
by overturning an election.
He's like, I had to be done. Come on, man, I had to do it.
That's not hyperbole.
I had to do it, man. Come on.
That's not a joke. That's serious. That's a fact.
That's not a joke, Jack. Come on. No,
I mean it.
It's gonna be interesting. We should just like do a couple hours of like talking about it while it's
Couple
going on.
hours.
Well, yeah, like we normally will do like 2 hours, so we could do like pull it up, do a couple quick therapy questions, and just talk about it. Because we can find a feed that we can mutually watch, and we can post it up.
Okay.
And see the election results and talk.
Yeah, I mean, if things are moving for sure, but like, I don't know. For some reason, people say that we're not going to know on election night who won.
I don't think we're gonna know for sure. So maybe it's a 2-day special.
I don't know. When people saying that we're not going to be able to know makes me feel like blowout Kamala baby. Remember, like everybody was telling me how like Mitt Romney was close. This shit was over in like 35 minutes.
Fucking Mitt Romney.
Seriously, dude.
And now he's like on the squad. Now we're like, hey, now we're like thanking Mitt Romney for being like, nah, I might be a crazy religious person, but fuck that guy. And you're like, hey,
he has to pay like $200,000 out of his own money for security a month, because he voted to like impeach Trump.
Does he have to, or do like people are actually trying to kill Mitt Romney?
Yeah. Or like he's getting death threats, like Also, he's a billionaire, so
yeah, I mean he's a nice guy.
I think he's a billionaire.
I wouldn't be shocked. He's from Utah.
You tell me.
You tell me. Out in the Baja.
Yeah.
What else you got? You got any deep words of advice or anything?
No, happy Halloween.
Yeah, happy Halloween, man. It should be pretty chill, no plans. So, and I was explaining to someone, I'm like, in the middle of the week, Halloween's lame in the middle of the week. Anything you were going to do Halloween was last weekend. Can't do it this weekend because now it's November. Unless it's like a last minute costume party, but that's normally like at someone's house. Most of the time, like that shit already happened. A Thursday Halloween's lame. Next year it'll be on a Friday. That'll be lit. Then everybody will be like, hey, then that'll be a more poppin'.
Dia de las Muertes.
Why you gotta say it like that?
I seen Coco.
I mean, that would be tight. But I mean, to say anything like that in the middle of the week is
So you're not dressing up?
No. What am I gonna do? Walk around with like my face painted with a skull? It's already tough enough out here walking around.
You gonna
like
do whiteface? You gonna do whiteface?
I should do whiteface. Put in
You
some
could
blue.
You could be Ken Paxton.
Put in some blue contacts. That would be funny. And just walk around with a lady. Hey, everybody, I'm Ken. Yeah, that'd be funny.
Yeah. Just disrespect women.
Yeah, just be a piece of shit the whole time.
Yeah.
Just yell at women the whole time and accuse them of leaving the state to get an abortion. And be like, prove it. Prove it.
Yeah.
You sit before a jury of your peers and prove it.
Yeah. Get some bounty hunters to
I'm not corrupt. then make some phone calls and get right before I'm about to get fucking impeached.
I mean, maybe Greg Abbott would be maybe better because then the wheelchair.
That would be more comfortable because then I'd be I'd be seated, so I wouldn't have to
Yeah.
worry about like getting around. How to get to
And the
wheel
wheelchair does a
places.
lot of the selling of the costume.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. That would definitely push it. I could
Yeah.
just show up in a wheelchair and make misogynistic comments and sound
With
really
whiteface.
yeah, with white face, make ignorant comments and talk with a goofy accent, and people would be like, "Oh, this is Greg Abbott." Just talk about like, we got to put the buoys and the bombs back at the border, and people would be like, "Oh, oh."
The buoys and the bombs.
Yeah, we gotta let them know this is Texas. Don't fuck
God
with us.
damn.
All right. Well, make sure y'all like, follow, subscribe, leave a comment, whatever. We appreciate you guys checking us out. This is a quick episode, man.
Yeah.
But, it's all Hallows Eve. Tomorrow is. It's about to be. It's Halloween in a couple minutes in Texas. Spooky. What do you got?
Yeah, this is the first time that Halloween fell on Friday the 13th in 666 years.
No. You got anything?
No. Oh, meditate, bitches.
Thank you, fucking dick. Y'all be good, be safe as always, stay out of trouble. But of course, go fuck yourselves.
Shout out.
Recording stopped.